look right. It's sitting in the wrong place. So what we can do is just drag it on top of the halftone pattern. So we want it to be fairly clear. And then maybe I've gone a bit too big here, so we can turn it down to 34. Right, there we go. And we'll just line that up. So line it up over the top of the paranormal. Right, and we need another one now, which is don't see it alone. Okay. So click and drag down here. And remember, if any of this ever goes wrong, you just delete your layers, or you can go backwards. So don't see it alone. Oh, I can't spell. All caps as well. And we're gonna just tweak that so it's sitting down a bit. And like a lot of the time I just nudge stuff with the keys, so if you're wondering why I'm doing it, I'm just nudging the arrow keys on the keyboard. I think I went through it last week with Morpheus. Right, so yeah, that looks better straight away. That looks like a bit more professional. The text is looking fairly nice. I've used the same font, but I'm fairly sure on the actual finished poster it's a different one. So I'll have a wee quick look here, see if we can find something that looks better. And bear in mind, my machine has got like tons and tons of fonts on it, so we could try something as simple as like a basic Arial. I just noticed I spelled that wrong anyway, so what happens if we sleep right? Arial, we'll go maybe Arial rounded bold instead. Yeah, so that's a bit better looking. So maybe you might want to use an arrow around the bold. Remember, anytime you want to edit the text, just double click on the T in the layers panel. So we'll change the font of this one as well. But you can tweak. I mean, you can go around. You can use your own font. The main thing is with poster design, you want it to be readable. You don't want people to struggle to read your poster. It's like that would be the worst case scenario, that people can't actually read what you're trying to say. Okay, so a big selling point for the Paranormal Activity is they sold it on the buzz of the film. Now, so what we got to do is we got to put in some text up the top. This is why this section here is left blank. So they've used like a quote, which they've taken from, I think it's bloody dash disgusting. We're just going to type that in. Okay, so grab your text tool again, click and drag a box. Now it's best to do this next bit in sections, because I think that's fairly similar to the way they've done on the original poster. Alright, so speech marks, so they've started off with Paranormal Activity is one of the scariest movies of all time. Will you agree with that? It's up to you. Right, so what I've done is I'm just going to do that on one line. The reason for that is in the original poster they got staggered a bit. So I'm just going to hit enter on scariest, and I want to tab. So just hit tab. I want to line that up under the is. And you can change the size of your text box at any time as well. I'm just being picky here. This is just the way they've laid out in the original poster. So, Paranormal Activity is one of the scariest movies of all time. Yep. So next line. I'm gonna be real lazy, guys. I'm just gonna duplicate that and move it down. Like literally, I'm the laziest graphics artist. Right. You will be affected as it's hard to ignore the imprint it leaves on your psyche. P.S. Y-C-H-E. Right, I'm sorry, you have to listen to me spell out loud as well. Right. So again, they've hit enter on around the to ignore this on the next line, and then we're gonna tab it across a bit. Okay. tab it to about be affected. Right. So whenever you click on a layer, I mean, you can move it just as normal. You can use your arrow keys till it's lined up nicely. Okay. And later on in the unit, we'll go into, like, you've got loads of control over your characters, like how far they're spaced apart, like what size they are. Like, there's more than just that panel at the top. And then the last line, like this real short one. Drop this down. So all I'm doing here is I'm just being lazy. I'm just duplicating the text layer and then editing it. So like, if you want, you can try it. It's fairly handy. I just do it because I won't be bothered drawing the text box every time. So nightmares are guaranteed. G-A-G-U-N-T. Oh my god, I can't spell. Right, and then just end in speech marks because it's quote. Okay. So nightmares are guaranteed. We just line that up a bit nicer. Right, so then what they've done is they've got down here they've got the name of the quote just in a bit of blue writing. So so it's dash bloody dash disgusting. Right, we want to use that lower font, so we can just knock it down to maybe around 14. And what we'll do is we'll use eyedropper here. So once you have your text selected, just grab this little eyedropper and you can change what color it is. Okay, so click your text and then we'll just pick a blue color that fits in with the rest of the poster. Okay, so bloody disgusting. Right, and that's it, guys. So what we're going to do is a couple more details, just add in real quickly. I mean, this is just me being like an extra bit picky. We put a timestamp on the footage, so if we grab your text tool, set it to white, we're going to do it down here, and then just choose the time you want it to be. So if we go 3 dot, I'll change the font color, don't worry, 28 dot 06 AM. So my text is far too big. It's just to give it a bit more authenticity. So if we go by 24, yep, we're going to go with white text. It's a bit hard to see on this view, but okay. And the last thing we'll do is I just want you to have a mess about with this. If you go click on your bed photo layer, we want to click a new layer above that. All we're going to do is grab a brush, real soft edges brush, so go to here in your toolbar, just underneath the little plaster, or B on your keyboard. We're going to go with like a real soft edge brush, black paint. I want you to go in with an opacity of like around 20. We're going to paint like a bit of a shadowy figure over this bed. Okay. Now, it looks a bit dumb at the minute, don't worry about that. Okay, so just a bit of a shadowy figure as if it's sitting on the pillow. Gives us something that she's looking at. And then all we're going to do is just tweak down the opacity a bit. Okay, so set your opacity around 60, 70. So there's it before and after. And just call it shadow. Okay, and that's it. So it didn't take too long. What you want to do from there is file. I should have got used to save the whole way through in case something went wrong. File, save as. We want to save it as a PSD file because remember that's going to keep our layers. We'll go into a bit of detail at the end of the lesson anyway on when we should use JPEGs, when we should use PSDs. Okay, and just hit save, and that's it.